Good morning, everybody. Yes, yeah. Let the love we're sharing spread its wings, fly across the world and bring true joy to every soul that is alive. Let the love we're sharing spread its wings, fly across the world and bring true joy to every soul that is alive. May all the people in all the world be happy. May all the people in all the world find peace. Let the love we're sharing spread its wings, fly across the world and bring true joy to every soul that is alive. I keep feeling God's love in me over and over again. It's sweeter and sweeter as the days go by. Oh, what a love between my Lord and I. My Lord and I, my Lord and I, my Lord and I, my Lord and I. Let the love we're sharing spread its wings, fly across the world and bring true joy to every soul that is alive. Thank you.
It's just still red. Good morning. My name is Reverend Laura Di Donato. That's the only way you can say that name, otherwise I'm a donut. Most people pronounce it. Good morning. Let's start with a warm welcome to our neighbors and say good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And here it comes. I've already spit on this one. Give her that one. Well, I'd like to start with the announcements. This poor guy, he just switched batteries and now he's doing that. We have a very special treat for you this morning. This is Reverend Angela. Just give her a hand for being here this morning. And Sonny on music. What a wonderful talent. What a wonderful, beautiful talent. Okay, well, this one's easy for me. Youth and Family Sacred Sundays. We meet back in what we call the teen room or the meditation room. And that's from 10:30 to 11:30. We have already 4 different teachers on our team. And we also offer probably 10 different extra things to teach the children, like Chinese calligraphy or yoga and dance and gardening and just name it. We're going to be teaching it. So, and if you have a special talent that you'd like to share with the kids, just let us know and we'll put you on that team. That'd be nice, huh? Okay, so next we have Living Untethered, a book study course. Today, at about noon, we're going to be meeting and gathering as a launch for this book study. So don't miss out on that. Wow, you're on the ball. Next we have the World Conversations with Reverend Dr. Guy, monthly on Sundays starting in June. Is that the 22nd? The date has been changed to give you more time to sign up. It is May 18th? Okay, so it's not changed. Oh. Okay, so this one is May 18th, June 22nd, and July 27th, 12 to 1 p.m. Is this the one that's changed? Magdalena is offering a wonderful concert May 28th from 6 to 7:30. It's a Wednesday. And I just got new lenses in my eyes, so I'm focusing as best as I can. Spiritual Practices with Reverend Dr. Guy Williams is a course, a 6-week course. Is this the one that's the date has changed? Starting in June 3rd, Tuesdays, and it'll be on Zoom. And this is an accredited course, am I right? Yes. So if you're wanting to be a practitioner in the future, this is one of the courses that will be on your resume. Also, Well-Being and the Tao, every Sunday, 9 to 10 a.m. with Jim Jones. Don't miss out on that. And of course, our Open Mind gift shop. Oh, what a wonderful gift shop. If you haven't been in there lately, they change it all the time and add new beautiful things. So go in and check if you haven't seen it lately. Because Mother's Day is coming up. So it's a perfect store to find a Mother's Day gift. Thank you for the announcements. Okay. Pardon me? Yes? Okay. So now we need to put 2 feet on the floor and get centered in this moment. And we can do that easily just by taking a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, hold it a second. Exhale. This beautiful morning, I recognize God is the center, the source of all our power and intelligence in this universe. Knowing we are one with everything, every cell in our body is one with the universe, is one with each other. And I know for a fact that we are loving, beautiful, radiant beings of light. And I know that we have the tools for happiness and success. And these tools, I accept the divine guidance of Spirit. In all my choices, I listen first. In all my endeavors, I think and feel through my heart the highest good for myself and for others. Always, I think through my mind and heart the highest good for myself and others. And through this morning, this beautiful morning, refreshing and refreshed by the sprinkles and the fresh air and our loving people sitting right next to us. And the loving, beautiful, beautiful message in the music from Sunny. And the divinely guided message with Reverend Angela and her wonderful wisdom that she'll share this morning with us. And as you listen to the message, just remember these are tools to live by. And so now, as we show our gratefulness through our hearts and minds, I release these truths into the law of divine mind. And together we say, and so it is. Okay, the quote for today is from Lao Tzu. I love this one for the springtime especially. Be careful what you water your dreams with. Water them with worry and fear, and you will produce weeds that choke the life from your dream. Water them with optimism and solutions, and you will cultivate success. Always be on the lookout for ways to turn a problem into an opportunity for success. For there's never a failure because we're learning from it. Always be on the lookout for ways to nurture your dreams. All right. Now, I will lead you into a 3-minute contemplation. There's a little exercise I love to do to get us grounded and raise our vibration so that we can connect. Because as you know, if we have anxiety or fear, that is blocking all of our good. So, let us take 3 deep breaths. God is as we breathe in. I am as we breathe out. 3 times. Here we go. God is. I am. God is. I am. God is. I am.
And so it is. Sometimes I lay under the moon and thank God I'm breathing. Then I pray, don't take me soon, 'cause I'm here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. When negativity's around, I say one day it'll all turn around. 'Cause all my life I've been waiting for, all my life I've been waiting for. There'll be no more war, the children will play. All my life I've been waiting for the people to say, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day. All my life I've been waiting for no more war, and the children will play. All my life I've been waiting for no more war, and the people will say, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day. One day all of this will change. Treat people the same. Down with the violence, down with the hate. One day we all will be under the same sun, singing songs of freedom. One day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day. Sometimes I lay under the moon and thank God I'm breathing. Then I pray, don't take me soon, 'cause I'm here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity's around, I know one day it will all come around. And all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't wanna fight no more. And the children will play. One day, 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 one day. One day all of this will change. We'll treat people the same. Down with the violence, down with the hate, singing songs of freedom. We owe, yo, yo. We owe, yo, yo.
Thanks, Sonny. Beautiful, right? Let's take a breath. Here we are, one day. One day. You may have heard the story of a king and a queen who wanted to leave their fortune and their castle and all their everything to somebody, but they had no children and they had no heirs. So they decided to host a big, extravagant party kind of affair, to interview people to be their heirs. And it was put out around the land that, the king and the queen were going to do interviews to see who would be their heirs. And they wanted to make it a special evening. So they had amazing food laid out, treats and drinks and costumes for people to wear and fun games and all of that. And that was all going on in the banquet hall, and the king and the queen waited upstairs for the party part to end and for people to come up and go through their interviews. And after a few hours, the queen said, it's gotten really quiet. Where is everybody? And everyone had gone home. And they had forgotten what they had come here for. They had forgotten the reason they had come was to be interviewed, to claim so that one of them or a couple of them could be heirs to the kingdom. And of course, this is a story of you and I. This is a story of humanity, maybe not necessarily you and I, but of humanity, in forgetting what we've really come here for. We didn't come here for war and violence and separation and lovelessness and fear and doubt. We came here to remember the truth of our divine nature. We came here to be the love and the light and the unity that we're born to be. That's what we're here for. And that's what these times are calling us to. I asked Reverend Guy what the talk title was, and I know you've been working with this idea of one simple idea, hope in a chaotic world, or the power of hope in a chaotic world. That's it. And there is always hope, because Spirit is in the mix. Spirit is in the mix. And one simple idea is really based on this idea of having a new thought. We know from religious science, science of mind, new thought, that we have power. We have creative power within us. And that we can, as our founder Ernest Holmes says, change our thinking and change our life. We know that within us is a power to create the world we want to see. We know, as Ernest Holmes says, that the world is a reflection of what, the world is a reflection of our thoughts. He says, life is a mirror and will reflect back to the thinker what he, she thinks into it. So what are we seeing? So it's known, we have seen scientific research now, that the neural pathways in the brain can actually change. They do brain scans and show that if you can sustainably hold a positive thought backed up with feeling and train that into your body, that it will actually create a new message, a new neural pathway in the brain. We know the power of thought right now. You know, Bruce Lipton says that wrapped around the very cells of our being is the membrane that remembers who we truly are, that remembers that higher consciousness, that infinite love and that peace that we're born to be. Some call it the God code, that we've been coded to recognize the truth of who we and all sentient beings are. We can create a new thumbprint, a new patterning within every cell of our beings as we rise up in consciousness and in thoughts of love. And boy, we have our work cut out for us right now. It's not easy. It's challenging. I'm going to talk about that more. And only the shift in consciousness is going to make that change. And this is our opportunity to rise up, right? Quantum physics lets us know. The placebo effect lets us know the power of thought. You go to the doctor and the doctor says you've got 6 months to live. If we believe that, whatever we grab onto is what shows up. But what we know is what we observe and what we witness and what we think changes things. Quantum physics tells us that, you know, the way subatomic particles exist as waves before they become particles. And they're in many places, infinite spaces, all at the same time. And within that is infinite amount of possibilities, and that those things do not show up, that wave does not show up in form until a sentient being measures it or looks at it or has a thought into it. Then it shows up. Where that's the creative power of thought. There are always infinite possibilities. There's another possibility, perhaps, besides I have 6 months to live, or I don't, but you know what I'm saying? That diagnosis. There's another possibility. Where do we place our attention? What do we focus on? And right now, it's so easy to focus on fear. It's so easy to spiral down with perhaps disappointment, lack, limitation. And the calling is to keep rising up, to hang on to these principles that we know work, that we have the power within us to create a different world. Neuroplasticity in the brain is what I'm talking about. That's what changes it. Ernest Holmes, life is a mirror. I've already said that. Okay, never mind. So Gandhi says, you know, the problem with the world is we're not in our right mind. And perhaps what this world is showing us is that we're not in our right mind. We're not in the mind, the Christ mind, we might say, the Buddha mind, the mind of infinite love, the mind of source, spirit, God itself. How can we stay anchored during these times in that mind? That's the challenge before us all right now. And you know, all the great spiritual and religious texts and stories and myths are in all of them there's depictions of, you know, good or evil, duality, right? Thinking, a force against, someone or something. And what we see in, we just got done with Easter and Passover. And those are such powerful times. So what we see is, two things. One, we see that story of Moses and the wandering in the desert for 40 days. And eventually the freedom of the Israelites by Moses. We then see the crucifixion. These are the stories and the myths. The crucifixion of Jesus, 3 days in the tomb, followed by the resurrection. And all these stories are our stories. There's an acknowledgement of a destructive force. There's an acknowledgement. There's a showing of a force, a power up against the powers that be. And this story is our story, and the beauty of the story of the resurrection and the beauty of the story of Moses is, with Moses, it did not end with slavery. It ended with freedom. Jesus' story did not end with the crucifixion. It ended with 3 days in the tomb and resurrection. A rising up through it all. Through the power of love, I believe, is what we're being called to right now. Marianne Williamson says, the story doesn't end, as I said, with the crucifixion and slavery. That is the setup for the miracle of God. That's a setup. Perhaps we're in that setup right now. Perhaps we are. The enslavement, the crucifying of ideas and ways of being that we've held dear. What if this is a setup for a miracle of God to happen? There are story, and this is from Marianne Williamson. They are code for how, they are code for how we are to live within the spaces of darkness in the world. Enslavement of truth and justice, and the crucifixion of all we hold dear. So what do we learn from this? 2 things, I think, that we're being called to rise into the consciousness and the action of Moses, and to rise into the high consciousness, complete pure love state of Jesus. We are called during these times to be brave with our love, to be courageous with our love. That love is both a gentle, soft, caring emotion and feeling. Love is also fierce and protective, like a mother's love, like a tiger with its cub, fierce and protected. And it doesn't not act if what it loves is being threatened. So these are times where we can look at the archetype of Moses and the archetype of Jesus and tap into that, what the Buddhists call soft front, strong back, revolutionary love, being a sage warrior, as Valerie Kaur says. They all say it in different ways. That's what we're called to right now. To be both of those things. To be the Moses consciousness that took a step. That we need leadership and we need to become our own leaders. We take on the leadership of Moses. We step up. We stand strong. And It's done from that deep place of love. That deep place of love. Let's take a breath, everyone. Or is it just me that needs one? I don't know. Bell Hooks, I had a quote from her. The moment we choose to love, we begin to move against domination, against oppression. The moment we choose to love, we begin to move towards freedom, to act in ways that liberate ourselves and others. That liberate ourselves and others. To meet our world with courage and an awake, loving heart. That's the call of the times. You know, I'm reminded of the Episcopalian bishop, I think her name was Marion Bood, who gave a sermon and a prayer at in Washington, D.C., where our president and lots of people were attending. She stood up in her prayer, in her sermon, and asked for compassion and mercy on those that are suffering right now, and stood in unity consciousness, not from a place of making anyone wrong. Soft front, love, speaking from her goddess place, strong back. I'm not going to not say what needs to be said here. I'm going to stand. And I have a mic now. She had. And I have an opportunity right here, right now, to speak directly. Great example of revolutionary love, of love in action. And we have to be in our right mind if we're going to rise, as we rise up. And I believe that we can, and that we will, and that we are. When we're in that place of love, it's the space where miracles occur naturally. Because we don't just have to change our thinking, we have to change our very consciousness. That's what Jesus talked about when he talked about putting new wine in old wineskins. We cannot pray for peace if we're having anything but peaceful thoughts towards ourselves, towards others, towards people we don't agree with. We can't stand. And we can pray. It's not going to happen. If we have hatred, even strong dislike in our being, our thoughts, our prayers for love and compassion are only going to go so far. We have to stand where strong intention. It has to be backed up with the consciousness of Jesus is the example, not the exception. Just using him today, there are many others that stood in that pure love. We have within us the God code. It's there in our very cells to be woken up. We have the power. We have the power to wake that up one more time, again and again and again. Faith. So we have hope in that. We've been shown that there's a way. We know the way. So that gives us hope. Change our thinking, change our life, change the world, change our consciousness. Know that we are in what my friend Reverend Sandy Scott used to call tomb time. Jesus had 3 days in the tomb. The Israelites had 40 days in the desert. That's the dark time. What if we're in that? And during that time, alchemical changes were happening. And during this time, for all of us, we are being made anew. Alchemical changes are happening within us. Marianne Williamson says we're called to be birth and death doulas right now. Birthing the new thought, birthing the new consciousness of unconditional love and compassion and peace, and dying to the old, the lovelessness, the separation, the fear, the doubt. All of that's happening. We are being changed on a deep cellular level, woken up, and we can have faith. We can have faith. And Moses is a demonstration of that faith. We know the story, right? He gets to the Red Sea, and the Egyptian soldiers have come behind him. And what to do? If he goes back, they're taken back into slavery. And if he goes forward, drowning. But he picks up his rod. What if we're to pick up our rod right now? The rod of the God membrane, wrapping itself around every cell of our being. The rod of the truth of our divine nature. The power of love within us that heals and restores and renews. And he stepped in. He didn't pick up his rod and then the seas parted, because it doesn't work like that. Faith doesn't work like that. Faith says you trust and you go for it and you stand in it no matter what it looks like. And you know that Spirit is going to make a way. And so he walks into the water up to here. And then the Red Seas part. And so it ends, demonstration of faith right there. That's what we get from that story. Jesus showed us the power of rising up beyond the ego, beyond the physical. It didn't end, as I said, with crucifixion. After 3 days in the tomb, the women went looking for him, and the angel or someone said, he's not here, he has risen. He has risen into pure love. He has risen out of the physical into the truth of the light that he always was, always will be, and is. And that light is our light. We are being called to rise up. We are ready for the Red Seas to part, are we not? It's time. And in order to part, we have to stand with the faith of Mother, Father, God, Spirit itself. Stand in that. Trust. This is our tomb time. This is our 40 days in the desert. And it's easy to get lost. It's easy to get pulled down. It's so easy to be fooled by the appearances and the conditions and the circumstances in our life. And we care deeply. And so we have to go through our process. We have to feel it. But we have to keep rising up from it. We have to give voice to our anger. You know, Ruth King says, anger is initiatory, it's not transformative. Meaning, often our first response is anger. And that underneath anger, what we find is that we care. There's a caring. Tara Brach gives just a great example of this, of taking walks down by the river in, I think she lives in Washington, D.C., and she, you know, is friends with the geese and the ducks and the birds and all of nature there. And one day she's walking with her dog and she hears shots being fired. And there are hunters out. And, you know, she notices, because she lives a conscious life. That's it. We have to notice and recognize, be self-aware. Anger came up within her. And as she was walking, her brother-in-law was a hunter and all of that. She could feel that anger in her because these animals are her friends. And that as she sat with that, recognizing there's anger here, and it's okay, we accept and allow it, but we don't allow it to keep on keeping on. We don't allow it to be in the driver's seat in our car. We go beneath it. That underneath it, she realized a great sadness because she cares. She cared about the geese and the birds and the animals. She cared. And we care. We care about each other. We care about those who are suffering right now. We care deeply for our planet, our Mother Earth. And underneath any anger that we have is just this caring, this caring. And so if we can get back to, again and again, the caring, underneath whatever we're feeling, we find that heart of compassion. See, it's softer energy, isn't it? Caring than anger. And we can make it from there. We're already elevated. We care deeply. L.R. Nost says, "Do not be dismayed by the brokenness of the world. All things break, and all things can be mended, not with time, as they say, but with intention. So go, love intentionally, extravagantly, unconditionally. The broken world waits in darkness for the light that is you." For the light that is you, that is me. For the faith and hope of spirit within us. So we find the Moses within. We find the Buddha mind, the mind of love, the mind of Christ, because we must evolve. And fear and lovelessness and separation from love in our thinking is the old. It's the old. We choose love. The Course of Miracles says we're either hostage to the ego or host to God. We're being called to be hosts to God, to spirit. The resurrection is a returning of our right mind. It's a returning of our right mind. It's a remembering why we're here and what we came from. And when we stand up, when one person stands up, it creates room and space in the field for more and more to rise up. So let's remember what we came here for. Not the glitter and the gold and all this physical world of affairs. Not to wallow in sorrow and fear and anger, though those are to be acknowledged. We're here to shine our light. We're here to remember who we are. The universe is a power for good. It wants only that more of its light and love reveal itself through each and every one of us. This is all part of that. So we hang tight in the tomb. We hang tight. And we become the sage warriors, the love in action that we're born to be. And let us pray. And take a breath. One heart, one love, one mind, one infinite peace, one harmony, one beauty. Spirit, the great I am, infinite light, no power greater than it, shining forth as all creation, as me, as each one of us, and as all sentient beings. We remember who we are this day. We stand in that this day. We are the light of the world. Within us is an unimaginable power. Within us is a peace beyond all understanding. Within us is a love that's so pure and unconditional. And we are called to wake up and stand in that truth more than ever right now. So I'm knowing for us that we are inspired by the faith of the Moses archetype. We are inspired by the pure love consciousness of Jesus. We recognize those are examples, and yet everything that they had, we have. And we know that times of enslavement ends in freedom, that death ends in resurrection, that separation ends in unity, that enslavement ends in freedom, and that times of chaos and turbulence returns to peace. We remember who we are. We remember what we came here for. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful that we get to practice during these times. I'm grateful that we get to just be still and feel those shifting, that alchemical change that's happening on a deep cellular level. We're being made anew. We are being reborn and rebirthed into beings of light, homo luminous, anchored in the truth of the Most High. We are hosts to God. We are no longer hostage to ego. We stand strong, strong back, soft front, love in action, that's the call. Thank you, Spirit, for the beauty of this opportunity to practice, for the blessings and the miracles that abound even in the midst of everything, for the power within us to create a new world. And I release my word to the very soul of the universe, feeling the truth of these words in every cell of my being, knowing that something has been changed. A new neural pathway perhaps is making itself known collectively in the field through the power, through the words of these prayers. I choose peace. Thank you, Spirit. And so it is. Amen.
But it's on now. Okay. It's magic. I was sharing with Ange that a friend once said, miracles happen, but they're not free. You have to pay attention. Okay. I'm going to need you to help me sing a little bit on this song, so clear your throat and get ready. I don't know why I got all country, but God's love keeps a lifting me, keeps on lifting me, higher and higher and higher. God's love keeps lifting me higher than I've ever been lifted before. Keep it up, quench my desire, and I'll be by your side forevermore. Here we go. God's love keeps lifting me higher, higher and higher and higher. One more time. God's love keeps lifting me higher, higher and higher and higher. I'm so glad, Lord, you found me. You're the one, you're the one, you're the one in a million dreams. When you came and put your arms around me, I could stand up tall and face this world again. God's love keeps lifting me higher, higher and higher and higher. Once I was so downhearted, disappointment was my friend. Then you came and put your arms around me, and disappointment never showed its face again. God's love keeps lifting me higher, higher and higher and higher. God's love keeps lifting me higher, higher and higher and higher. I'm so glad Spirit found me. It's the one, it's the one, it's the one thing in a million dreams. And it came to my heart, wrapped all around me, and I could stand up tall and face this world again. Let's take it home now. God's love keeps lifting me higher, higher and higher and higher. God's love keeps lifting me higher, higher and higher and higher, higher and higher and higher. True story. Thank you.
Okay.
Don't hurry, I'm going to sing that. How much is that doggy in the window?
Speaking of, I wanted to share some joy with you that happened for me this week about givingness. My daughter and I have turned our half-acre, I know it's not huge compared to others in Fallbrook, but we turned it into a doggy park. So it's called Puppy Paws of Fallbrook, California. And you can find it on Sniff Spot. It's an app. But we have 3 to 4 people every day now coming in. So Friday was the launch day. We had someone come in. I've been painting signs, and we've got toys, doggy toys everywhere, and swings and a swimming pool, and we're offering birthday parties and things like that for the puppies. So the first family came in with a pit bull, and I thought, oh, he's going to pee everywhere. But that's what the park is for, playing and doing that. So they both, the husband and wife, sat on the bench, unleashed the dog, and he took off in giant circles around the yard with such joy, amazing joy. I was peeking through the kitchen window. I'm not supposed to disturb them, and they're not supposed to disturb us, but I had to look. And that feeling of we gave something to the world that seems so simple to us and fun, but to that dog and that family who probably lives in an apartment or a condo, and the dog gets to feel the earth under its feet, right? And the metaphor of leaving our gate open for people to come in and experience joy is amazing. I love that feeling. I wanted to hang on to it. And so as we hang on to our offering, our gate is open here. This is our home, and it's up to us to take care of it. That gate is open to bring in more joy. Friends, family, neighbors, children, lots of children. So let's hold that love on paper on our hearts. For some of us, sweat on paper. And we're going to share that joy of giving and that gratefulness for the joy in our life. And this opportunity to share that joy and share our love and take care of our spiritual home. The Hilltop Center. Hilltop Spiritual Center. And we take this joy and share it with everyone during the week. And contact family maybe we haven't talked to in a while and share some joy. And now as we welcome this new day, this new way of thinking positive, we release into the loving law of the universe, and together we say, and so it is.
We only have one working mic up here.
Sharing. Okay. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Oh, yours is green now. Looks like. I am? Okay, we're closing out. Okay. Let's take a breath. Thanks so much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so we give thanks for this day. We give thanks to have spent this time together in spirit. only one of us here. We give thanks for this vibrant, thriving Hilltop community, for the grand idea from the very mind of spirit that it is. So we leave committed to being love in action, revolutionary love, to be that love and to be that love in action that we're called to be. With a grateful heart, with a joyful heart, with a blessed heart. I let it be, and together we say, and so it is. Amen. Oh, sorry.
Oh, when?
Sorry, I don't know how
Okay.
to do this, really.
Okay, got it. I don't need no money.
What do you do for the
thought of-
YouTube?
My wife has spoken. Okay, good point. Okay. Oh, when the saints go marching in, when the saints go marching in, oh Lord, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. One more time. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Woo! When the saints go marching in. Lord, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in, when the sun refused to shine, when the sun refused to shine, Lord, I want to be in that number. When the sun refused to shine. One more time. Oh, when the saints go marching in. When the saints go marching in. Lord, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. Thank you. How much is that doggy in the window? Okay, I'm being a bit informal, sorry. Okay, thank you.